This segment is brought to you by Kansas Wheat. Learn more at rediscoverwheat.org.
Welcome back to Farm Factor on Ag AM in Kansas. My name is Conrad Cabas. USAID recently awarded Kansas State University a $50 million grant to establish the Feed the Future Innovation Lab. Applications came out for different universities, and Kansas State University was ready to jump on board with the project.
I think USAID released the application request for bidding for this lab sometime in February. We were all set for it with our team here, and our team consisted of several people.
Vara Prasad believes that improving yields in already existing agricultural land is the key to the program.
I think, at the present time, the biggest challenge for agriculture is how do we improve the yields or the productivity with the existing land. Globally, we really do not have any additional land to bring into agriculture, so we have to use the existing land to improve the productivity.
Kansas State University's Feed the Future Lab will identify technologies to help smallholder farmers in Africa and South Asia improve land, water, soil, crop, and livestock management while simultaneously improving yields and sustaining natural resources.
The research which will be conducted from this lab will be focused on smallholding farmers of Africa and Asia. We intend to work in 6 countries. In West Africa, we'll be focusing on 2 countries, which is Senegal and Ghana. And in East Africa, we'll be focusing in Tanzania and Ethiopia. In South Asia, the focus countries will be Bangladesh and Burma. And most of these farmers which we are targeting are subsistence farmers whose land holdings are very small. So what we are focusing on that is how can they really have a best mix of these components of cereal crops, legume crops, nutritious vegetables, and the livestock, so that it takes care of the nutritional need of their family.
This segment is brought to you by Central National Bank. Put our ag professionals to work for you.
Good morning and welcome back to Farm Factor on Ag AM in Kansas. My name is Conrad Cabas. The Feed the Future Innovation Lab at Kansas State University was recently allocated $50 million as a grant and describes how the grant will be used for research.
I think overall this is a $50 million grant. There are 4 components for this Sustainable Intensification Innovation Lab. The first one is called what we call as management entity, and that will be the Kansas State University. So we'll manage the program. And about $5 million will be allocated for Kansas State University for managing this grant. And there will be 2 additional consortium members. One is based on the use of geospatial tools for farming systems research, and that will be managed by University of California at Davis. That's a $5 million towards that activity. And the third part, or the second consortium, is the appropriate scale mechanization. The focus of that will be how do we scale technologies to smallholding farmers to improve the yield, income, and nutrition, and that will be another $5 million. We have not identified the entity yet, but we'll be requesting for proposals to manage that particular component. That will be $5 million. And there will be another $10 million which Kansas State University will give out to other U.S. universities or other international organizations to focus on activities which are related to sustainable intensification.
They also anticipate using grants for different kinds of research around the nation and for different countries.
We expect to give out about 10 awards, each to the extent of $1 million over the 5 years. So that would be the strategy. And the main focus of the research of those research awards will have to deal with the components of sustainable intensification. And the main components of sustainable intensification is going to be the crop-livestock interaction, will be one of the focus areas, and how do we improve the efficiency of or manage the inputs, including the land, soil, water, and crop management. And then the third will be on climate smart agriculture. That is, how can we use how we adapt to the changing climates, either be it increased rainfall or drought events or cold temperature events or high temperature events or occurrence of any diseases or pests with respect to the weather variations. How do farmers manage that? And then the fourth component is going to be how do we increase biodiversity, because biodiversity is one of the ways which we can really make the agriculture resilient to changes in weather or other environmental factors. So the biodiversity will be an important focus. And then we expect that the USAID missions, that is the embassies which are in these 6 countries, will also give some money, about $1.2 million over the period of 5 years. We expect that those will go towards also for research in those countries, bid it out competitively. So that's how the structure of the overall $50 million will be. We expect to do this type of activities.
This segment is brought to you by the Kansas Soybean Commission. The Soybean Checkoff, progress powered by Kansas farmers.
Good morning and welcome back to Farm Factor on Ag Game in Kansas. I'm your host, Conrad Cabus. The Feed the Future Innovation Lab at Kansas State University was recently awarded $50 million as a grant for research and hopes to help impoverished nations around the world.
We picked these specific 6 countries based on the current needs, the nutritional status, the level of poverty, and then the opportunities for intensification to be successful in those countries. So that was the first criteria we used to pick these 6 countries, because there are about 19 to 22 Feed the Future countries, which USAID calls them. That's where you can get the most impact in terms of providing food to the poorest of the poor. So that's why we chose these 6 countries.
The university's relationship with those countries has helped with the program's success.
And we have a very good collaboration in all of these 6 countries, either through other innovation labs which are already working in those places, and then traditionally we had research projects working in those countries. So it was a very good venue for us to go back with those relationships which we built over the last 10 years, and then address them more specifically to how to improve the productivity of smallholding farmers.
They also anticipate bringing even more people on the project with the help of human capacity building.
The human capacity building is mostly related to graduate degrees. Like, for example, we'll be bringing a lot of young scientists and also students from those countries to get doctoral and master's degrees at Kansas State University. While at Kansas State University, they'll have an opportunity to interact with our U.S. students and also learn about how we do agriculture here. And then some of those technologies which we learn here could be taken back and implemented in their countries. If you look at agriculture, the issues related to agriculture in developing countries and developed countries are pretty much the same. Producers in both countries want to improve their productivity. They want higher yields. They want higher income. They want to be able to produce nutritious food. So the issues are the same, just the scale at which we operate is different.
This hog is head over hoof for meal made from U.S. soybeans. Now, one hog isn't that impressive, but suppose we add another, and another, and another. Before long, you've got billions of hungry customers around the world all clamoring for the same thing. Our soybeans. Learn more about the billion-dollar appetite of animal agriculture at BeyondTheElevator.com. Brought to you by America's soybean farmers and their checkoff.